Hi everyone, it's Christina Barker at Dolphin Outsourcing, and today I am going to share with you some ways in which you can find new clients. If you feel as though you've tried everything, and listen up because I've got a few new ideas that might just jump out at you. So the main platform people tend to post to is usually Facebook, but there are other ways that you could be other things that you could be doing once you've posted on your page. So if you share to your personal Facebook page, this then actually grows your reach as well. You can ask your friends and family as well to comment on the original post, and they may even tag someone that they know who might need your services or be interested in your products. And remember to try and explain who you help and what you help them with. You don't want to bombard your personal Facebook page there with loads of sales posts. So it's best to kind of keep it to a minimum, but just enough so people kind of remember what it is that you can help with. You can also share your posts with selected Facebook groups as well, which people don't actually realise they can do, or they may be too scared to do. But we actually call this outreach. So if you ever worked with us and we ask you about outreach, then that's what we're talking about. I say selected because a lot of them actually have rules where you aren't allowed to self-promote at all, or you have sort of certain days that you can do it on. So I would advise kind of having a list aside where you can keep a note on which ones that you can post to and when. This then allows for the reach to be much further, and it is also organic free marketing. So if you don't already belong to any groups that you could post in, then now is a time to start joining those. Doorbell, sorry. This is always the thing with lives. What you can do is join them as your personal account and not your business account. So when you are making your posts, try and make the ones that you share to groups or community friendly. So what advice can you give to them? Most of these types of groups will allow those types of posts over the sales ones as well. So always be thinking about like community ideas and things like that. Another idea sort of relating to Facebook is going live, which obviously I'm doing at the moment. It will kind of get shared everywhere else, but it can be quite scary for some people, and I totally get that. But the more that you do it, the easier that it will become. You can, of course, go live on other platforms as well. There's always Instagram and YouTube. You can go live on LinkedIn, but there is a sort of caveat with that. We have to apply to go on there, and lots of people don't actually get accepted for some reason. So yeah, there is that one as well. But what I would advise is doing them separately, unless you're using sort of like a third-party app. So you are only looking at one camera. I've currently got it on Instagram at the moment to do it on both, just kind of see how that goes. But I think it's probably best to do it one at a time. But yeah, otherwise you're going to maybe distract the viewer. But it's about the listening and the information that you're given. But by going live, it will help you sort of get known as the expert in your industry. It's also really good for algorithms as well, as it shows your authenticity. You're also more likely to get traffic to your website as well and grow your following. If you are comfortable with going live, there are often other Facebook groups as well that you can go into. So the Facebook owners kind of look for experts for you to give advice to their members. So it's worth going and asking the owners of the Facebook groups if they might want you to do like a guest live video or something that helps them as well as you. Another thing you can do is email list. Have you got an email list that you could start sharing your bits and pieces in? You can basically offer something of value in exchange for that email address as well. So don't just wait for people to sign up to your email list. Give them something as well. So maybe create a free PDF of some kind to share, maybe a checklist or some kind of freebie that you would feel would be beneficial to them. Like, what are they getting out of it? I have spoken about freebies before in an earlier talk, so if you want to go and play that back, that will give you sort of more in depth on that, and I'll pop the link in or around the video or wherever you are listening to this from. I'll try and pop a link in as well to that. But by offering something useful to those potential clients, then they're going to get to know like what you have to offer. They should be able to get results as well from what you are giving them. So once they are on your list, you can obviously continue to nurture them in future email campaigns. So once they've signed up to whatever it is you're giving them as value, you can keep kind of drip feeding them. And eventually, hopefully, they'll buy from you. If they don't buy from you straight away, sometimes it takes a little while, but that is the goal for you to get new clients. An option away from the screen as well is to actually speak to people at events or run a workshop. I know at the minute we've currently got COVID, so it's a little bit limited as to what you can do. But have a look, if there are any events coming up in your area that your ideal audience might be attending. You always want to think about who's going to be there as well. Is it worth your time effectively? Alternatively, you can create your own event as well. So you can start smaller basically and see what local events are about. You could organize a meetup and basically do some networking as well whilst you're at it. And obviously that gets you to know more people, find out what they're about, and effectively become your clients, or they might know someone that might end up being a client. So you never know where these things take you with things like networking, things like that. You might think it's a waste of time, there's no one there that is your ideal client, but actually they might know somebody else that is perfect for what you do, and therefore they can become your client. So it's definitely worth doing all these types of things. If you're kind of just starting out as well and you don't have much of an audience, then a great way to reach people as well is by creating your own blog posts. So what you want to do is you can guest blog. So you can either recreate a blog that you've done, or they might ask you to do a certain blog post. You can also do this with podcasting as well. So you can do guest podcasting on other people's blogs or podcasts as well. So again, that positions you as a leader in your industry and gets you seen by more people. When they link back to your website, this also helps with your SEO ranking, search engine optimization, if you didn't know what that is. But basically always research who you are potentially guesting for to ensure that they have an active audience. Don't just do it for any old person and waste your time. All you need to do with that is go and check out their own social media or blog posts. You can look at their updates, any comments if they've got that turned on, and yeah, you can see how active their audience is, see who their audience are, ask them as well what kind of audience they've got, how big is their audience. You need to be asking them questions to make sure it's right for you before you go and do any kind of talk or anything like that. And always at the end of your blog or whatever podcast you're doing, make sure that you obviously talk about yourself and ensure that you add a bio that then links them back to you and directs them to your freebie, to your website, whatever it is you're going to be directing them to, but give them something at the end so they find out more about you. Another thing you can do is a Facebook group as well. So if you haven't got a Facebook group, you could set one up. It's another way of reaching a new audience, of course. So you'll need to ensure that you're basically giving maximum value in there as well, and posting often as well, because many people kind of they'll start up groups and then they don't think too much about the type of content that they're going to create in there. What you want to do is have a bit of a strategy in order to turn those members into clients as well. But you might feel more comfortable posting to a smaller group as opposed to your business page. So if you aren't comfortable with maybe going on your actual business page, then the Facebook group might be just as good for you. You might feel more comfortable in there. You can accept the people that you want in there and nurture those people, and they'll become clients as well. Lastly, you can invest in training as well. So we actually offer a service where we can audit your social media, so any processes and more. And by doing so, then we're basically going to be able to point out any areas that you might be missing, and therefore gain new clients that way. I myself am open to doing any guest content in other groups that you might have, or you're going to be having, blogs, podcasts, anything like that. So do feel free to drop me a message. If you've got a certain topic that you'd like me to discuss in your group or on your podcast, whatever it might be, on your page, then get in touch. But also, if you're interested in this service or outsourcing or literally anything else that we might do, we can help you with, then please just don't hesitate to contact us. As usual, you can head to our website for more details and inquire on our contact page. If there's anything else you'd like to speak about on another video or podcast, anything like that, and do let me know, because I'm always trying to think of different topics to talk about, and I am here to help you guys. So I want to help you as much as I possibly can, and give you topics that are beneficial to you guys, really. But so I look forward to speaking to you guys next week, and until next time, goodbye.